YouTube, this is the top 16, the full top 16. In a separate video, we're going to have the top 8 grand finale and top deck list. Thank you for supporting these videos by liking, watching, commenting as much as you can. And with that said, Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
We have Kashtira, Vanquish Soul. What the heck are you doing to Vanquish Soul? It is a 40-card deck. How do you have room against Rikka? Begin. This is interesting. Starting off with Unicorn, searching for Arthiosis. How much Kashtira and how much Vanquish Soul? That's the big question here. I don't have access to the deck list. Could look if I want to. I don't want to cheat. Searching for our Scareclaw Kashtira, making our Shang-Ri. Shang-Ri is now going to possibly get banged by the Rise Heart. Nope, we're going to banish a Birth instead. Okay, lost 3 cards off the top of our deck. Goodbye to the Lone Fire. Borea is a potential one-of that we lost. 1-for-1 is a one-of that we lost. Any card sent to the graveyard is now banished instead. Plays more than one Borea, so it was not a one-of. Special summoning the Fenrir, we got Petal. Petal is going to be negated from searching, and then that will trigger the Arise Heart to gain another material. At 3 materials, we're going to have the ability to banish any card in the field face down. And we just made it so Triple Tactics talent is activatable. We're going to activate the Triple Tactics talent to take control of the Arise Heart, not the Arise Heart. So what's interesting here is the talent gets banished, force triggering the Arise Heart, which then triggers the Fenrir to banish the Arise Heart, and that's something. But it's going to be activatable. On the activation of the Fenrir to banish it, we can then banish a card in the field before the Fenrir fully banishes. That's exactly what we're doing. Detach 3, banish the Petal before it is banished face down by the Fenrir. Okay. Shang-Ri, because the card was banished face down, we're going to lock up another zone. Special summon with the Sunbind Sowing into the Loki, making a dry ass. Our cards are no longer getting banished now. This is interesting. Our zone behind the dry ass is locked up, which does stop the normal play of summoning a Link monster behind the dry ass. So how disrupted are we here? We lost an extra body. We're going to be adding a Mood Dawn. We're going to be using Borea to equip the Loki, come forth and summon. Borea is going to send the Loki to search our deck for the field spell. Disc Coliseum will be giving us the Regulus, which will be an Omni Negate. We're going to be linking this off, mate, into the Dance Peon. Dance Peon's going to look at the top 3 cards of the deck. We got a plant. We got double plant. We could summon both of them onto the field here. Very well done. That was a really good random Dance Peon. And we got Strenna. Strenna detaching to recycle a card in the graveyard back to our hand. We're now going to be using the Regulus to equip the Borea. And we're going to be chaining the Scareclaw Kashtira before it can be negated by the Regulus. We're going to be using the effect of Princess to negate the Scareclaw Kashtira summon by tributing the Strenna to negate. And that will then trigger the Strenna to then summon a monster from the extra deck, which will be maybe Teardrop or a monster negate. Our zones being locked is messing us up just a little bit here. That's going to be Teardrop with a quick effect to tribute the Shang-Ri, which will be freeing up our monster zones. And that is what we're doing. We are going to be tributing off the Shang-Ri. No more are we locked up. We have 7,700 damage on the field. Tributing for the Mood Dawn. Come forth and summon our Snowdrop. Mood Dawn activating to search our deck for a Rikka spell or trap, as the Teardrop is going to get a temporary 200 attack boost here. Setting up our Con, scooping it up. Rikka with the Game 1 victory, taking this into Game 2. Reinforcing the army. There's no hand trap in sight to stop this. Searching for a Rise Heart. Stake your soul. Reveal the Rise Heart. Special summon the Raisin. Searching our deck for the Jialong. Activate Raisin and trigger the Jialong to summon itself onto the field to then search our deck for any Vanquish Soul card here. Double fire for the Book of Moon, the flip down. Non-target flip. Rock of the Vanquisher, recycle the Raisin in the graveyard back to our hand, and now we are ready to get flipping. Non-target flippage. Jialong, reveal 2 fire to then search our deck for a Heavy Borger, which could draw a card every single turn here. Unexpected die, summoning our Loki from the deck. Borger is going to be returning the Jialong, summoning to then be ready to draw 1. Reveal, draw 1 into a card that's not activatable. Jialong is being triggered to resummon itself back on the field. Rock summoning the Raisin in the same column as the Loki to then wipe out the Loki by revealing a Fire and a Dark. Goodbye, Loki. We have not used up our normal summon yet. We have thrust into the Talent. Talent can take control of a monster, or look at the hand, or draw 2. We drawn 2. 2 to the hand, special summon the Pankratops, which could quick effect tribute pop a card in the field. We have Lone Fire Blossom tributing itself to summon from the deck a Loki. Not using the Dust Devil yet. We're going to use the Caesar Valleys to return the Raisin back to the hand. We're going to pop the Raisin, so it is not being returned back to the hand. Thus, the Caesar Valleys is not going to be summoned. Now, Caesar Valleys did not have an Earth monster to reveal to then pop a card in the field. Now we're going to Dust Devil, change the battle position of the Jiaolong, flipping both monsters on the field face down. Very interesting. Off the top of the deck, we have Impermanence. We're going to be continually drawing with Borger, searching with the Jiaolong. So much card advantage here. Do we change our mind with Borger and start burning, or do we still draw? Adding a Fenrir, revealing a Dark. That's going to be a draw. We have 10 cards in our hand here. Come forth, Caesar Valleys. Now back down to 9. Caesar Valleys revealing all 3 attributes for non-target poppage. We're going to be called by the Graving, banishing the Raisin from the graveyard, chaining the Rock of the Vanquisher to add the Raisin in the graveyard back to the hand, dodging the finger. Come back to me. Holy card advantage. Cards are off the screen here. What do we get popping? We're popping the Loki. Goodbye to the Loki. Can we put up lethal damage here? Borger, return back to Jiaolong. Normal summon the Raisin. Raisin searching for the Mad Love. We already used the Rock of the Vanquisher to summon it onto the field, revealing the Jiaolong to then destroy our entire column here, including our own Rock of the Vanquisher. Special summoning our Jiaolong, and just like that, over 10,000 damage with the help of the field spell, boosting up our monsters per different attribute we have in the field. Rikka submitting for game 2. I don't understand. How are you fitting 2 different decks in a 40-card deck? There was so much Kashtira for game 1, and that was all Vanquish Soul for game 2. When do you ash? I'll tell you when I think you should be ashing. Not yet. Grab the Loki, summon the Loki. Borea is going to be equipping from the graveyard. You know, this is a maybe ash. It does stop the Regulus. You know that the field spell is a hard one-of. They may have a Regulus already in the hand, but that's also a one-of. You know, you're stopping an Omni Negate here, but I think negating the Sunvine Sowing may be a good play, but then if they summon the Regulus to negate the Sunvine Sowing play, then your negate's going to get negated anyway. This may just be the best time to negate, or just save it for the field spell itself to ensure that they're searching for a Regulus and they don't just have it in the hand. Yep, this could be a negate. A good negate. I think so. As we said, very well done. Negate a monster or a spell. We could spin a monster in the field back to the hand. We can negate a monster with the effect of the Princess, which could then turn into a Teardrop, which can attribute a card on the field, a monster. We can also take control of a monster. We're also using Con to tribute a monster. It's about 6 disruptions and Maxi and Ash Blossom. 8 things to deal with, and we only have 5 cards as 4 cards in our hand. Okay, 5, that is. Get hit with that Max C. Special summon Fenrir. Rise Heart special summon alongside the Fenrir. We're going to use the Rikka sheet. Tribute the Fenrir to take control of the Rise Heart. We could then birth it back in the field, but the Hyperton is going to be negating. Hyperiton, Sacred Tree. Negate the activation of the spell. So our monster negate's gone. We still had the ability to spin back, negate a monster, and then also tribute a monster. We also had Ash. We had a ton more disruption where that came from. Rikka is disgusting. Electromite with Sky Striker. Okay. And you're not playing stun. Are you the right Tupac? This is an imposter. We are going to be using the airspace to then grab a Sky Striker card off the top 3 cards of our deck. That will be our Ray. Goodbye to our maneuver. We're going to use the multi-roll to send the field spell to then not activate the field spell to summon a Ray from the deck. We're going to use Pot of D, banishing 10 cards off the top of the deck. We lost double linkage. Theosis is going to be looked at by looking at the hand, then returned back on the deck. Ray's going into the Shizuku, even under the Maxi. Grabbing Engage during the end phase. Multi-roll, recycling the field spell from the graveyard back onto the field here. And we just have a monster negate plus the Duel and Lockbird. Evenly match off the top of the deck. That is disgusting. Knowing that we're going to get evenly matched, we are going to ensure that the Widow Anchor is sent to the graveyard instead of being banished face down. Fenrir's here, follow up with the Birth. Birth off of your opponent activating a spell is going to be able to banish 3 cards from the graveyard face down. That's going to be quite disruptive for Sky Striker. Got Shang-Ri special summoning the Rise Heart, banishing a Big Bang. Now we're going to be banging our Shang-Ri, also locking up a zone, and we're going to be returning back the Fenrir to then summon Fenrir back in the field. And then we're going to have to be dealing with an Arise Heart, which will ensure that any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Arsenal Falcon, what the heck are we doing? We're going to summon a level 4 Winged Beast from the deck, which is going to be a Tribute Lanius, sending a Raider's Wing from the deck to the graveyard, detaching from the Arsenal Falcon to summon the Raider's Wing from the graveyard to then make an Evil Swarm Nightmare. Birth is going to birth the Fenrir back onto the field, and then we're going to make our 1-card Arise Heart. Now, what is going on here? The Evil Swarm Nightmare is untargetable due to the Raider's Wing, and if your opponent special summons a monster, you're going to non-target flip it face down by detaching the Raider's Wing, which will then trigger the Arise Heart to equip the Raider's Wing to then make the Arise Heart untargetable. Let's go. And we're making UDF. Got Monster Negate. We're going to have banish a card face down. All your cards are banished instead of being sent to the grave, and we have double flip down on your special summon. Now, Link monsters can't be flipped face down, so maybe it's not going to be that big of a deal. Rise Heart is ready and able to activate to banish face down. I do not know how Sky Striker could beat this field. Mobilize, searching our deck for the Widow Anchor. The Mobilize is now getting banished. Rise Heart triggering. Birth also triggering to banish 3 cards from the graveyard face down. As I said, that would be quite disruptive. We have Widow Anchor activating to negate. We're going to be using the Arise Heart to banish the Widow Anchor. And the Widow Anchor is not going to be able... it will be able to take control because we still have 3 spells in the graveyard because the Birth had not resolved yet. Now, the Arise Heart is negated, and even if it was not negated, it is still tied to the card, the hard once per turn. And then we are making... It's a soft once per turn, that is. That's why it's tied to the card. We got Zeus, which will be able to send the field to the graveyard, but the UDF will be able to negate and take control. Birthing our Fenrir back onto the field from the banished pile, activating the Fenrir to then get negated from searching our deck. Rust is not activatable as the opponent has not activated a monster effect. At 3,000 defense, how do we deal with it? Absolute Dragon in the extra monster zone. I've been waiting for someone to make this play. We're going to then send it to the graveyard to then make a Gravity Controller that will trigger the effect of the Absolute Dragon to then summon an Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon to then make an Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon Overlord 3,000 attack, which will then be using the Gravity Controller to spin back the extra monster zone monster back in the extra deck with the triple attack of the Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon Overlord. This is lethal damage. AK Life. Attack 1. Attack 2. Attack number 3. Lethal damage. How do you stop that from happening? You very simply don't summon Zeus in the extra monster zone. That was it. That was it. That's it. If it wasn't in the extra monster zone, we could not have done that. All right, let's go. Max C in the standby phase, more ideal than draw phase because of Duel and Lockbird. By the way, where's Purrely today? I'm sure we'll be seeing it in a bit. Special summoning our Fenrir, even under that Max C, not negating with the Veiler. Rise Hard banishing to turn ourselves into a level 7. Again, not Veiler negating. We could have stopped him from being level 7, making the Shang-Ri. Triple Tactics Talent Thrust, setting up an Impermanence in the back row. And okay, just Shang-Ri. Shang-Ri will be activating to get negated by the Impermanence. It will not be summoning a Fenrir from the deck. Get ready, focus. We are going to be using our Afterburners, destroying the negated Shang-Ri, otherwise it would have protected itself by detaching a material. If you would like to activate your Duel and Lockbird, I would love to get thrusted. A card into our hand, though. We're not gonna, not into our hand, but set into the back row. Another Imperm? Pot of P to be used next turn, sure. What is going on here? We just have a bunch of counter cards. We can't really make plays. We do have Harpy Feather Duster ready. Linkage into the Hayate attacking directly to then send from the deck to the graveyard a Ray. Now, if the Hayate is dealt with, the Ray will be summoned from the grave. We got Kagari to recycle a card in the graveyard unless the Imperm negates. Negates. That does make sense. Very well done. Imperm is not going to make the Triple Tactics talent activatable, unfortunately. As we now further link this off into a Shizuku. Shizuku during the end phase will add a spell card that we do not already have in the graveyard, which will be the field spell. Do we Harpy Feather Dust a single Imperm? We have 15 cards left in our deck. Do you Pot of Desire or just Pot of P instead? We're gonna banish 10, draw 2? We don't have much of our deck left. This is just a dead D. Banishing just 3 from the extra deck, looking at the top 3, come to me, Ash Blossom, as we still have no play. We're going to Kaiju, though. This is a really weird duel. What is going on? Is our whole deck banished or what? We only have, okay, 3 Unicorn is banished. 1 out of 2 Fenrir banished. We have a Fenrir left in the deck. We are mobilizing into the Hayate, triggering the field spell to summon from the deck. Nothing because the Ash will negate. The slow burn of Sky Strikers here, slowly whittling down your life points, thrusting into the back row and impermanence. Ready to negate that crossout designate. And we are Triple Tactics talenting, drawing 2 because we know your hand sucks. We're not looking at it. Let's go. Let's get sending. From the deck to the grave, we got Rose. Now if we use our linkage, our monster will be further boosted. We got Kagari to recycle a card in the graveyard. We have no way to negate it. Come back to me, mobilize engage, which we have 2 of in the hand. That is double search, plus draw 1 card in addition to the search. We got Shizuku, and then ending our turn. Okay, what is going on here? Why are we not mobilizing some more? We don't want to be setting up our back row. We ing. Pot D. Okay. Huh? You got 1 card left in your deck after drawing 2? And you got Ashed. Oh my gosh. You can't even cross out designate the Ash because all your Ashes are banished from the multiple Pot of Ds. Damn. That's something. Kagari is going to be recycling a card in the graveyard. Grab back the engage. We have a big fat Harpy Feather Duster ready for our follow-up play. And get ready. Shizuku adding from the deck. We got double engage ready for next turn. Let's wipe this up. Getting hit with that Max C, which now we could thrust any card in our hand here. Wipe up that monster negate. We're still dealing with Max C. Pot of P, we are digging deep. We can't use the D after the P. We're locked out of drawing cards here. Fenrir seems like a pretty good add. Yes, don't mind if I do. And then we're going to reinforce the army, searching our deck for the Rise Heart. Special summon our Fenrir under that Max C, giving that free draw, adding a Scareclaw Kashtira here. The Osising, again, we're under Max C, special summoning that Unicorn. These are costly summons. Grabbing a Birth. We are going to be exceeding this into the Shang-Ri. Shang-Ri, special summoning Rise Heart. So many cards we're adding to our hand off that Max C. Baylor negating. By negating, you don't trigger the Shang-Ri. By negating, you're level 4, you're not level 7. By negating, you do not get to summon a Rise Heart. So this is why negating the regular Rise Heart could be a good play, as we see right here, stopping the Arise summon. And potential follow-up rank 7 exceeds. Now we're still going to be big banging because it was banished by a cost. Adding back the Unicorn, then summoning the Unicorn. We have another level 7 anyway. Do we not care about Max C or what? 8 cards in the hand, and we are not stopping. Arsenal Falcon, even more draws under the Max C. Do we have lethal damage? Special summoning Lanius. Lanius sending from the deck to the graveyard. The Raider's Wing, detaching from the Arsenal Falcon. Special summoning again under the Max C. We are then going to UDF, which is another draw 2 under Max C. This lad's gone mad. We have now 13 cards in our hand, thrusting into nothing because the Ash is going to negate. We are UDF, negating the negate. Should we have saved that negate for something else? What did we really want to add to the hand? We already have Triple Tactics talent. Do we have game or what? What, you really wanted to add Imperm? Is that important? Birth a Fenrir onto the field into defense? What? I thought we're going for game. What's going on? Triple Tactics talent, looking at the hand, spinning one of two impermanences back into the deck here. Huh? Why is Fenrir in defense? Attack, take out. Okay. Well, 13 cards. Let's see what Sky Striker could do. We're going to start this off by negating a monster negates. We have Birth, which is going to be triggered off of the multi-roll, banishing 3 cards face down. We have Field Spell, sending our Pot of D to grab a linkage off the top of our deck. Okay. We have then Mobilize, mobilizing a Widow Anchor to our hand. We do not get the additional draw because our cards were banished face down due to the Birth. Grabbing the Afterburners. Afterburners will pop the negated Draco back plus non-target pop the impermanence. Follow up Afterburners again, pop the monster, non-target pop the Birth. Double burners. Now we have multi-roll, sending the Field Spell to then summon a monster from the deck. Also chaining the Widow Anchor to take control of the Fenrir. Chaining the second copy Widow Anchor to take control of the Rise Heart. Chaining the linkage to send the Widow Anchor before being sent to the graveyard to then summon a Hayate. Okay, do we have lethal? Take, come to me. Come forth, Rose. That is a lot of damage on the field. 8,400 damage on the field to be exact. And just like that, Sky Striker, after a massive amount of cards being added to the hand through the Max Seed Challenge, which we have failed, finishing up the duel. Very well done, lethal. Kashtira added to the hand. Draw and Lockbird, no more adding for you. You do not add with Mad Love, do not add with Raisin, do not add with the Fenrir. Droll putting in some work. We do get to add the Mad Love and the graveyard back to the hand though. Talus World, thank you very much. I'm gonna read that in a bit. Imperm in the standby phase or draw phase onto the Rock of the Vanquisher could be a good play, but also negating the Fenrir could be a good play because that is quite disruptive. We're waiting. Herald of the Abyss. Send the Fenrir to the graveyard, holding on to the Imperm. Activating Rock of the Vanquisher to summon the Raisin into the same column as the Fenrir. We are then going to be chaining the Borger to spin back the Raisin back to the hand as it's activating to search our deck for a Vanquished Soul, which will be a Caesar Valius, which will not be activatable to pop a card in the field, unless we draw into an Earth. We did not. Fenrir activating, searching for the Scareclaw Kashtira here. Huh? Did we forget that we already tried to banish the Raisin and then we, yeah, maybe we forgot that? Scareclaw Kashtira banishing the Fenrir to then link this off. Maybe we just wanted to summon the Scareclaw Kashtira, that's why. Right? Yeah, we wanted to do that. To make the Lightheart. Lightheart into the Field Spell. It was not a misplay. I assure you. Ash is going to be negating the Field Spell. Good to negate the Field Spell, then the Lightheart, because if you already had the Field Spell, you want to focus on the good hard ones per turn effects to negate. Back to you. Griffin is no good. No negate. Borger's going to be drawing a card every single turn. If you do not beat Vanquish Soul early, you're going to be in big trouble. Pot of E. So it was so important to use the Borger with the toggle on in the draw phase, thus drawing into the Pot of E, making it activatable. It otherwise would not have been activatable if we had done the effect in the main phase. Get our draw 2. Did we banish all of our rocks though? We did not. We are going to be Raisin, revealing a Fire and Dark to take out the Griffin within the column. Rock is going to special summon the Mad Love, searching for a Snow Devil to wipe out the field of monsters during the next turn. And just like that, Vanquish Soul gets very quickly out of hand. Scareclaw, we're going to max C before that Link 1 summon into the Lightheart. Lightheart into the Field Spell searching for another Scareclaw. We got the right card, special summoning. I mean, do we not respect the max C today or what? What is going on? Okay, it's fine. We have Twin Saw. Twin Saw is going to be able to pop 2 cards in the field, and its other effect's not going to be activatable. We have Fenrir activating a search, and we're going to be Droplet negating. Send the Lightheart to negate the Fenrir. So Fenrir's not going to be able to follow up banish a card face down, and we just have pop 2. When do we pop 2? If we pop 2 in the main phase, they could chain Borger, spin back the Raisin, which is exactly what we're going to be doing here. Yep. Borger add back, Borger reveal Mad Love, Borger draw a card, Jiaolong special summon, and we should be searching for another fire card here, right? Double fire to use with the Jiaolong. Thinking exactly what I'm thinking. And just like that, you're already getting massively out-advantaged by Vanquish Soul. Adding a third fire, reveal 2 fire, add any card from our deck to our hand. This is wild. We got Snow Devil, ready to wipe out the entire field of monsters' non-target destruction. Set it up, not ending with a Rock of the Vanquisher. Okay. We have Jiao Long, revealing 2 fire to add probably a Caesar. Very well done. We now have Borger reveal a Dark to get that draw 1. So what we're gonna have to do is use the Snow Devil, summoning the Raisin, searching for an Earth to then summon the Caesar to then pop another card in the field in addition to wiping out the entire field. We got about 2 disruptions here, plus the flip face down Dust Devil. So triple disruption. When do we get disrupted? Link this off into our Asa. Asa could steal the Maxi from the graveyard, or even better, the Fenrir. We're gonna be wiping out the entire field. Reveal, fire, earth, dark, summon, Raisin, wipe the entire field. Raisin, search for a Pantera or another Caesar, then summon Caesar, then get to pop a card in the field. So that's 1 of 3 disruptions. Grabbing the Pantera, as I said. And we have 2 more disruptions. We can have our field flipped face down, and we can get popped by the Caesar. Battle we go, attacking. Okay, well, I'm not gonna disrupt that. I'm fine with that. I still got my double disruption. Now we're gonna flip you face down. Double flippage. Get flipping. And we have the field spell, popping the Raisin, Caesar, return back the Raisin before it gets popped. And then before the end of the turn, we're gonna be able to pop a card in the field because we search for the Pantera with the summon of the Raisin off of the Snow Devil trap. Reveal, reveal, reveal. And I mean, what can I really say here? Vanquish Soul wins, right? Look at all the card advantage. It's too much. Jiao Long gets searching. Nope, we're flipping the monster into attack position, so we're gonna be winning with some style points here. Before the end of the main phase, we're gonna summon our Scareclaw Kashtira, banishing with the Magna Hut, activating to search for a dragon during the end phase, which could search for a Caesar Valius, searching for a Borger. Now to battle we go. Lethal damage. Vanquish Soul with the 2-0 victory. One of my new favorite decks. I am loving Vanquish Soul. Sending a Sigma from the deck to the graveyard with the effect of the circular, special summoning, triggering the circular, not ashing. I do believe it is better to save the ash for this. This is when you should ash. Negate. Or Veil. Sure, Veil, ash. But, you know, because we had Veiler and Ash, I think we probably should have attempted to use both, negating the circular and the Alumbert. Triple tactics talent, looking at the hand, spin a card back, goodbye to the shipyard. And now we're going to be following up with the Signet mining, discarding the equation into the Ash negating. Very well done. Super Factorial is no good here. Okay, interesting. Not Alumbert tributing special summon from the grave into a Lingeribo. You do have Lingeribo. Lingeribo into the Parallel Xyz. Into, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. We're not going to get access to the 3rd copy of a Mathmech that we need to be using with the Super Factorial, but we could have at least set up with a Terahertz for a spell and trap card negate, right? And then the Aggregator follow up negate. We're just giving up. That was a wild turn. It just worked out. Huh? Yeah, we passed. Unfortunately, Bluebeard is not a play. That sucks. Sigma get reborning. The problem with Sigma is if it leaves the field, it's going to get banished. So it's not going to be usable with the Super Factorial. That's why you have to Xyz with it to wipe away its effect of it getting banished. We pretty much had this play last turn, but we can make another Alumbert this time. Alumbert again, double Alumbert it up. We have not used up our normal summon. Veiler is going to negate. We did not make this with the diameter, so we do not have a negate for the negate. And we still can't use Super Factorial. It's kind of awkward. We're making Splash Mage. Splash Mage, reborning the Sigma, making an update jammer into our lethal damage. Access Code Talker is going to be 4,300 double attack with the update jammer, and just like that, despite not ever being able to set up that Super Factorial with triple Mathmech monsters, we still win. Because Bahoo bricked. Yeah. Torby discarding the Whitebeard. Whitebeard will now be activating to summon a monster from the deck, and that is going to then be going into the Jord. We are Jording this up level 8 Synchro. Jord is going to return back a Plunder and then put itself into the back row to then put itself back in the action deck to summon a token on each side. We're going to be using Black Eyes to add back the Whitebeard to special summon our Black Eyes, and then we're making the Plunder Patrol Captain Blackbeard. Because we summoned a light monster into their field, we're going to make a list, which will be a monster negate. Chandelier discarding the Shipyard to set up a Welcome Labrynth. Now back to you as we are ready to negate. Not only can we negate, but by discarding the Whitebeard, we could also summon a monster that could go into a Mowork, which will be able to further make more disruptive plays. We're also backed up by double Welcome Labrynth. Grabbing the Circular, we also have Veiler. Do we negate the Circular summon? Looks like we do. Discarding Whitebeard to negate, also chaining the Welcome Labrynth to special summon from the deck because the Whitebeard, after activating to summon a Plunder from the deck, will lock us into Plunder only. So we're going to have our final opportunity to summon a non-Plunder in a second here. As soon as it's activating, we have to chain Big Welcome. Chaining called by the grave to finger the Whitebeard, stopping it from summoning something like a Redbeard, which would have then gone into another monster. Dark, though, they don't have a dark monster in the grave, so they would not be able to go into something like Mowork. Triple Tactics Talent, taking control of a monster on the field. We're going to chain list, special summon the Blackbeard onto the field before you take control of it potentially. And we're taking Lovely, yes? Come to me, Lovely. Now we do have the Welcome Labrynth activatable here because the Whitebeard was negated by Call by the Grave, and now we have the Lingeribo to negate the big Welcome Labrynth as we then special summon our Parallel Xyz. We're going to then summon an Alimbert. I was thinking maybe on the activation of the Parallel Xyz, we chain Big Welcome to it, and then if the Lingeribo negates, then the Parallel Xyz does not get summoned, right? We're going to detach the Alimbert just to get negated by the Veiler. Is Jover? You think so? Blackbeard. Because you took a dark monster, I can now make a Mowork. Thank you very much. And Lingeribo is also dark, but we're making a Jord instead. So when you summon, while I have Jord, I could then summon a monster from the deck and search. Like this. Yeah, Jordan. Jord's gonna add a Whitebeard and summon a, we're called by. You had to summon a Redbeard. But I mean, this was a good idea if it weren't for the Call by the Grave. So that is definitely unfortunate. We are going to be making the Transcode Talker, flipping up the big Welcome Labrynth now that there is no longer a Lingeribo in the field. And because you put Lovely back in my grave, I could summon the Lovely, return back a monster, trigger the Lovely, pop your Transcode Talker. You gave me the disruption back by getting rid of the Lovely. What were you thinking? Chandelier's gonna add back to the hand. Stovey's gonna be summoning itself onto the field. And we're safe. I mean, we are not gonna be losing this duel now. We're good. Equation reborning the Circular from the graveyard as we're now going to be making a Crystal Heart. Crystal Heart's going to be reborning the Transcode Talker from the graveyard. And with that, we are going to be Transcode Talking our Splash Mage back onto the field. Let's now make an Access Code Talker. Did we activate Circular this turn? If we did, we are locked into attacking with only one monster this turn. So even if we wipe out the entire field, only Access Code Talker can attack. It boosted up, 48, untargetable, taking out the Liss, taking out the Jord, and to battle we go with our single attack. Wait, I thought we, did this get, it got negated though. It actually got negated. So we would have been locked into one monster attack, but it did get negated. Damn. Chandelier, I guess we didn't have enough to banish, to wipe up the field to then attack for game. We just had Splash Mage left. We are randomly drawing into our impermanence with the effects of the Bluebeard, discarding a card. Whitebeard, of course, already still negated. It's still negated. That finger is forever. Big welcome, summon Lovely, return back the Whitebeard, trigger the Lovely, pop a card in the field. Access code Talker cannot be targeted, but it can be destroyed by the non-target destruction of the Lovely, which then recycles a card in the graveyard back to our field, and just like that, it's too much. Firewall Defensor, when do we Veil? Veil on Transcode Talker. Yes? Or Splash Mage? I'm thinking Transcode Talker is when we Veil. Splash Mage, reborn from the graveyard. Maybe we Veil on the Labrynth right here, and if he does not play Veiler himself, then the crossout's not going to be negating. We are negating that search for the circular. Is the crossout designate activatable? Yes, it is. Veiler is now negated. That is devastating. This is going to be an insane turn one, super factorial backed up by the terahertz, maybe a Singularity Dragon also. Not everyone's playing Singularity, but we'll see. We have Labrynth reborning the Sigma. Since the Splash Mage was blocking it from being summoned, we're going to link this up into the decoder, which will be used with the Transcode Talker to then reborn itself back on the fields. Transcode's going to be reborning the Splash Mage, and just like that, that is a Singularity if we have it. We're not playing it. We have Decode Talker Heat Soul, which will be drawing a card every turn, addition to boost up a monster, and then we are Terahertzing. Terahertz will set up a spell and trap card negate, but we're going to be setting up Diameter from the deck instead, just so that the super factorial will be able to be negating, which I feel like the circular should have been the one to do that. Yeah, we should have not sent Sigma. We should have sent Diameter, but it's okay. We still have the spell and trap card negate. Minus 1,000, we're going to draw a card and set up that spell and trap card negate. Even the turn it's sent to the graveyard, it will still be negating. Now what? We have Red Beard, which is going to be met with the super factorial. Sending Red Beard, sending a card from the hand, and setting up a negate for this turn. Laplation, get sending. We are in big trouble. We have to keep Big Welcome. Okay, good. Big Welcome still in the hand. We're okay. Just set this up. The Golden Hair is attempting to special summon itself onto the field. Laplation with the free negate. It is free. That was super free. Yeah, he's just like, you know what? I'm really screwed. The Disabler will negate the Big Welcome Labrynth. Imperm is not enough. He's got a draw. He's got Diameter in the hand, which will turn into another negate. He's got the circular. He's got the subtraction. Damn. That turn one Mathmech is way too powerful. Unfortunately, for One Piece, that is the end for you. Let's hop in another duel. Now, apparently, this match has been hacked. They could not... What do you mean? They're playing, Gia. Huh? They're playing. What do you mean they're not playing? They're playing. When do they get hacked? I'm watching Hi and Ab in PS, which you just told me was hacked. All right. Well, it looks fine to me. All right. Red Eyes Darkness Metal, reborning from the Graveyard Black Metal Dragon into the Romulus. Gia said that this duel is the rest of the duels. Oh, beyond game one got hacked? Okay. Very sorry about being sick today. I hate it. Now, Masquerade is going to be able to link up during the opponent's turn, plus our monster negate, Omni negate. Good luck, mate. Let's go. It is a small world negate. Now, if you negate the activation with the Borreload, can we activate another small world? You can only activate one small world per turn. It also doesn't banish per cost. So, the dead small world is not dead. We could activate it again as if this did not even happen. It just traded with a negate for free. The dead small world. Ain't no way. And he does it. We're going to be banishing a Lone Fire, grabbing the Loki here. The Dryas will be negated by the Borland. You also made it so I could triple tactics thrust. We're going to negate the thrust with the crossout designate. You will not be adding a triple tactics talent to the hand to then take control of my Borland with. This is a good negate with the Borland. Just straight up negate. Negate. No? Real. Okay. Sunvine Sowing. Chain the Druid Swarm to then banish our own monster. I guess we want to trigger the Druid Swarm with the Masquerina to then send a card you could control to the graveyard, possibly. Twin, Reborn from the graveyard. Dryas, summon a healer. Masquerina, get Lincoln. What are we doing here? What Link? Not Goddess. Nightmare Unicorn. So we're going to deal 2 cards. Discard a card to spin and send. Are you ready? Discard, spin the twin back on the deck, Druid Swarm, send the Dryas to the grave. Okay, it works. We have Princess Special Summon, we have Borea Special Summon, and we're still sitting on the Borland negate. When do we negate? Don't tell me you're negating this. That's already activated. Hard once returned, can't do it again. Borea, equipping the Dryas, send the Dryas, searching for the field spell. Did not negate. We have Disc Coliseum, which will be searching for the Regulus, which we need the Borea in the graveyard in order to summon the Regulus. We're going to use Dryas to take some damage to then summon a monster from the extra deck here into our Sunvine Healer. Borea now wiping out that indestructible by card effect Unicorn due to the Masquerina. Using the Disc Coliseum to recycle the Borea in the graveyard back to the hand after sending it from the deck to the grave. We now have Jasmine. Jasmine tributing the Borea to then get negated by the Borland. You will not be summoning a plant from the deck as we then follow up summon a Regulus, which will be our Omni Negate. And we are out of Disruption. No more Disruption. Regulus, equipping the Borea, Princess Special Summon. We're going to be linking them off into a Dance Peon, which will randomly reveal the top 3. Every plant we reveal, we're summoning. Just one. One Princess. As we then end our turn. So what did we accomplish here? The Princess being summoned actually turns on the Princess in the grave to be able to negate an opponent's monster effect. And we have Regulus, which can negate anything, but it's still not looking good. Can't negate the Borland because you can't change the Borland, so the Regulus is now negated. And then we have Serenir banishing our Masquerina here, summoning our Wyvern Burst. Are we making a Chaos Angel? Yes, we are. Chaos Angel is unaffected from monster effects as it now on summon will banish a card on the field, not banishing the Princess, so the Princess in the grave is still activatable, but is unaffected from the Angel. The Angel is unaffected from it, so it would not be able to be negated. Battle we go. We have the Borland, which could attack every single monster on the field. Goodbye, Regulus. Goodbye, Princess. Goodbye to your monster negate. Dance Peon protected just one time with the Sunbind Sowing as we then follow up lethal damage to the Borland, taking this into a game 2. Maybe, because Gia said the other games may be bugged. Yup, that's the end of their match, unfortunately. Their duels got bugged. They tried to go into a bunch of different duel rooms. It also got bugged there. And then I think they finally got their duel working, and I don't know who won. Gia, do you know who won? Hi winning the entire match. We'll pretend like that was game 3. We're starting this off on game 1, undoing the scores here. Special summoning our Purrely, revealing the top 3, not whiffing it as we randomly add the Delicious Memory. Into double X Purrely Nor with the extra Lily on the field to dodge a Herald of the Abyss, which is normally searched for with the thrust. Monster negate, Herald of the Abyss protection. We have spin, 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 spin. That's a lot of spins plus our negate. We also have draw 1. Draw 1, just 1. Draw 1. Are we spinning? We spinning. We got tons of spins. We had 7 spins, so might as well get spinning. 6 more spins left. Triple Tactics talent, we're unaffected from your take control, but now the UDF actually will be able to negate one of the spins because it will have less than 5 materials after activating. So this will be interesting. We have Alubur activating. We have Tearlam and Kashtira, which is activating to mill 2 cards off the top of our deck, getting a Mercurier into the grave. What are we playing? Branded, Kashtira. Okay, I'm going to negate your spin and take control of the X Purrely Nord, thus forcing you to use your other 2 spins. You got to get spinning. Spin again. And then spin again. Okay. Spinning the Alibur, spinning the UDF, as we then take control of the Purrely Nor. What are we doing with it, though? What do? I don't think there's anything to do with it. We can't turn that into a Zeus, so we probably don't play Zeus in our deck. We're going to be adding back the Ghost Trick shot. 1100, big enough to take out the Purrely, and we are actually afraid of Herald of the Abyss. Wow. Did not want to get Herald of the Abyss. We have Ash for the Branded Fusion. We have Called By for the Ash. I can't believe we are playing quite well under the Ghost Rick double Purrely Nor combo. Wow. Purrely Nor spinning the Branded Lost, because otherwise on the Fusion Summon, we can't activate the Nor. We can't spin anything. This ensures that we will get to spin. They will not get to search a Mercurial or Monster Negate. Now, this will be interesting. We have no card to discard for Lubellion, so we have to make an Albion. And then if we spin the Albion, we can't make a Mirror Jade. What are we doing here? Albaz, Lubellion, activate Albion. We can't make Mirror Jade if it gets spun. Could even, instead of spinning the Albion, what if we spin the Albaz? Spin Albaz, and then I guess he could make a Dragostapelia, so we wouldn't want that to happen. Get rid of the fusion instead. Be gone. We could just re-summon it if we want to. Okay, we're banishing Mercurial, making a Rinbrum. Rinbrum will be able to negate an extra deck monster, plus spin a monster back to the hand as we then search for a Cartesia. Cartesia is going to be fusing with the Rinbrum to make a Gangrenol. We do not have a Fallen Albaz in the graveyard. Gangrenol, despite it looking like a dragon, is a spellcaster, so it's not going to be summonable with the Lubellion. Add back Cartesia, summoning an Albaz during the end phase, fusing with the Purrely Nor, triggering the My Friend Purrely to add up to 3 cards in the graveyard back to the hand. And then we have our non-target monster banish. Pretty Memory, Delicious Memory, and Happy Memory. That's not a good trade. That's a very bad trade. We're going to be sending an Albion. Albion setting up into the back row a Branded Banishment, which could make a Dragostapelia. Our non-target monster banish play is gone. Delicious Memory making the Gangrenol indestructible by battle. Lily searching for the My Friend Purrely. Lily is going to be making a Pretty Memory. Reborning our Rinbrum. We don't have to fuse with the summon of the Rinbrum. We could just leave it on the field and then be ready to negate an extra deck monster and then spin it back to the extra deck. We are fusing. Oh boy. Mirror Jade and your Lily. We stop your Xyz. We didn't fuse with the Rinbrum. We could fuse with anything on the field. This was a very good play. Damn. Ghost Trick shot is going to be shotting our Angel back onto the field. Wow, Angel is large. What the heck? So it's unfortunate that we summoned our Dragostapelia into defense, not thinking about an Angel of Mischief attacking over us. That was unbelievable. We are going to be just desperately hoping that Rinbrum is enough to negate. We're in main phase 2, though. So Happiness main phase 2 is not that good. Activating Happiness, do we negate? No? Okay, we're waiting. Gaining our third material here. And then we get Zeused. We could negate the Zeus, but then Zeus could then wipe the field again. Cartesia add back during the end phase. We have double field. Whoa! Did we time out? We timed out. Our Ghost Trick plays made us run out of time. I could not believe we had full turn 1 Ghost Trick, not against Max C, and we lost. I'm shocked. That's absolute absurdity. Holy moly. A lot of people like to think of the turn 1 Ghost Trick Purrely as being a first turn kill if you don't have Max C. We have triple spin plus a monster negate. Serenir banishing the Lily, chaining the Branded opening here to summon a Despia, summon our Alibur. Alibur will be activating to search for our Branded Fusion, Chainlink blocking with the Serenir, so the Draco Future cannot negate. Very well done. Draco Future is going to be useless against a card like Branded Lost if the Nor does not spin it back, which it will. You have triple tactics thrust into the Herald of the Abyss. Why is it set? Why is it not in the hand? Did you misclick? What the heck was that? You can't activate it while it's set. Oh my gosh. That is just, ain't no way we misclicked that. It's not even a misplay. It's just like, what the heck did we click? Branded Fusion, as I said. What happened, Gia? Droll, Knockbird. Oh, that's why. Thank you. Could not add because Droll. Thank you. It was not a misclick. We got Droll. Thank you. I'm sick. Dennis, erase that from the VOD. Didn't say that. We could Chainlink block the Lubellion from the Draco Future, negating with the Tragedy we sent from the deck to the graveyard. But Tragedy can't activate because Droll. So, I mean, Droll really screwed things up. Can't Chainlink block because of Droll. Can't add because of Droll, which would have added the Nor. Droll's great. Droll's not even an ultra rare card. Start crafting your Drolls. I think Droll won that game. That was Droll. That was Droll and Lock Bird. Damn. Let's hop into game 3. Now, how good is the Ghost Trick engine when you're not going first? I'm interested to see that. Did not Ash the field spell, which is something you don't want to do against a branded deck. Otherwise, if it's not branded, Ashing the field spell could be a good play here. Gold Sark, banishing Mercurier. Mercurier searching for an Albaz card, grabbing the Shrouded Dragon. Alibur is going to be imperm. Do not use your Ash on the Alibur. Save the Ash. Do not let them eat it. We are going to then follow up, sending a branded sword, which will recycle the Mercurier back to the hand. Randomly adding a kit. That was good. And then Anaconda. We cannot Ash the Anaconda, copying the effect of the Branded Fusion, because the effect is not to send from the deck, though we are copying the effect to send from the deck through an effect, but we are just copying the effect, so you cannot Ash us copying the effect. All right. Into Mirror Jade. Non-target monster banish, plus we could bring in red into a Chimera, pop cards on the field here. Lily. Mercurier, negate the Lily. It negates the effect, it does not destroy. Called by is going to be banishing the Mercurier. Mercurier activates when banished, but is negated on this banish, so it's not going to be searching for anything. And it is negated for 2 turns, which could be quite annoying. Adding my friend Purrely, which we could pop with the branded in red. So before we pop with the branded in red, I think, yep, that's what we're doing. We're going to be banishing. Now, ideally, you want to be the direct chain link to the activation of the effect, not the activation of the card, but we can't really set that up. We could only set up a situation where the branded in red will be destroying it on a separate chain link. So before it activates its effect is just unfortunately the best timing to wipe it out, which works out. It's working. Now, if we don't have anything to chain link block the Chimera, it gets ashed. And that is devastating. It's a draw 2, pop 1, fully negated. We did fuse using a Tearlamy Kashtira, but it's banished. I don't think we got a chain link block. We're getting fully negated. That is devastating. Holy crap. No draw 2, no pop, and we forced out Mirror Jade early to make this play. Damn. Talus World, I appreciate immensely. And Tom, I'm going to read both of you right after this duel. Sleepy Memory, discarding to summon the Purrely, and does Branded now lose alpha of that very well-timed dash? Randomly grabbing Delicious. Uh-oh. Rinbrum is going to summon the Albaz, then fuse with the Purrely. Uh-oh. Discard, and that is going to be our Albion. Albion into Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade, let's go. We have our Disruption, or Dragostapelia instead. Sure. What now? We end. There's nothing we could do. So Branded, despite being massively clapped up by the well-timed Ash stop in the Chimera draw 2, pop 1, was still able to have a good follow-up play with that Rinbrum. Branded Fusion getting negated by the Ash, but I don't think we care. We have on the field right here 7,200 damage. We were not able to lethal this up. Dropping him nice and low, not even having enough life points to activate the My Friend Purrely here. It does cost 500. So what do? Oh, we topped it as something, but the Dragus Depelia will negate. The Delicious has no card to discard to then summon another monster from the deck. Just like that, Purrely losing game number 3, thus the entire match swinging into its own death. That is the end of Ghost Rick Purrely losing to Branded. Wow. A really good match, I do think so. Ariana, I think you could set the time, no? Ariana adding special summon the lady. Clock set up with the big welcome. Chain to the big welcome with the lady. We had nothing to chain link block the lady from setting a trap from the deck. Setting up a Daruma Cannon. Daruma Cannon could flip the whole field face down, plus force the Rock of the Vanquisher to the graveyard, so that could be quite annoying. Return back the Ariana, randomly get popping. It's fine, we have more Raisin where that came from. Recycle our big welcome, and despite not being able to really use the Dimensional Barrier, is still quite annoying with the lovely Labrynth. We have Durendal equipping onto the monster, searching for a Raisin. You just may want them to think that we needed it when we didn't. Follow up big welcome, chain the lady. I'm quite interested in why we're doing this now. Why? We wanted Tears of the Overroot? Okay, sure, we're ready to use that. Special summoning the Stovey, return back, activate the lovely, pop a card from the hand, set up a trap from the deck, randomly get poppin'. What are we poppin'? Set up with the Welcome Labrynth as we randomly take out the Mad Love. Clock is going to be adding itself from the graveyard back to the hand. Clock is going to be discard, making the Tears of the Overroot activatable. Raisin in the same column as the lovely to pop it, revealing a Fire and a Dark. Goodbye to Lovely. Ooh, well, we can't destroy Lovely in the same column as us not being in a column because we're going to be in the grave. Mad Love summoning face down, and Raisin is gone, but the Jiaolong is still activating. So we maybe should have Terrors of the Overroot activated it in response to the activation to search, because you can't chain the Raisin column destruction effect in response to the effect of searching. Thus, we would not be able to summon Jiaolong. So that was a potential play, and now Jiaolong is coming. Not that I want to give you tips on how to be Vanquish Soul, but that is something you really want to know, that they can't chain their reveal effects in response to them already activating something else. And that could really screw them up. And I feared that if more people knew that I would have to play Vanquish Soul differently. We are revealing Just Fire to put the Lovely into defense, return back to Jiaolong, summon the Borger, reveal. We're burning? We don't have a Dark in our hand. Burn for 15, Borger flip face down. The whole field is going face down. Not looking good for Vanquish Soul. This is really bad. We even have a Chaos Angel play. We could banish a card off the field. We could pop a card from the hand or the field. I think we should have lethal damage here. We're setting up the big welcome. We are setting up the Labrynth, which will now be a pop with the effect of the Welcome Labrynth or the big welcome. We have so much disruption here. Pop a card, banish a card. It's all happening. Setting up another card that we could activate since we discarded the Coup Clock. Imperm could be used the turn it's set if we wanted. Not that we're going to. Another lady, pop on summon, 8,900 damage on the field. Take out the set monster, add back the Chandelier. I don't root for the players, I root for the decks. And it's unfortunate for Vanquish Soul. They are definitely losing game 1. Chaos Angel is here on summon, banishing the Mad Love. And with 9,400 damage on the field, Vanquish Soul now goes first for game 2. Maybe they could set up something quite good. They did get really disrupted for their play. Yeah, you know, we could set up a Pantera, pop the column of a back row. We could set up the Caesar, pop another back row. We could set up Borger, draw a ton of cards. There's a lot that Vanquish Soul could do against Labrynth. And we're going to have to find out in game 2. Get ready. Ghost Spell stops big Welcome Labrynth, but not regular Welcome Labrynth. So it is a good card. And this was not a good turn 1 Vanquish Soul. What the heck was that? Totally against what I told you to do. Oh, shoot. You're going to have to Ghost Spell that. He's going to negate with Gamma. You're going to have to Ash the Gamma. The Gamma stays in the freaking hand, but you know, at least you get to negate the big welcome. Oh gosh, we did the wrong one. We cannot Ghost Spell the freaking Gamma, can we? Special summon this from your hand and from your deck if you do. Wait, Gamma could summon from the graveyard, so couldn't you Ghost Spell it also? Yeah, okay, we can. Negate the activation of the Gamma. Let's go. It works. All right. We still spent 2 cards for 1. Not a good deal. Not activating our Fenrir until we're doing so on the attack to banish the opposing Fenrir to then main phase 2, searching for another Fenrir. At least the Gamma's dead. That is something. Tears the Overroot's going to be annoying. Okay, Durendal, search for Raisin unless he tears the Overroots it, which he did not. Okay. Special summon our Fenrir, tears the Overroots it before it searches for a Rise Heart or another Fenrir. Well, we'll search for Rise Heart since the Fenrir was dealt with. We are then triggering the Welcome Labrynth, setting itself onto the field as the Torby also summons itself onto the field. Jay, can you unpin this thing? The pole. Get that thing out of here. End the poll. Thank you. Imperm negating the Raisin, which we could have chained Valius, returned it back to the hand to dodge the impermanence, thus then triggering the Fenrir to banish the Valius. Maybe we didn't want to do that. Rock of the Vanquisher is going to be able to summon Caesar or add back the Raisin. Then we're going to Fenrir banish as the Caesar cannot return it back, and we're done already. Oh my gosh, really? We didn't even they didn't even do much Labrynth plays. We just lost a Fenrir. I can't freaking believe this. This is the end of Vanquish Soul already. Big welcome into the Ariana. I just can't believe that Gamma so effectively dealt with the Ghost Spell Ash opener, which should have been an auto win against Labrynth. We had 2 cards to stop Big Welcome, but then Gamma stopped one of them. Ariana gets searching for the lady, and that is already lethal damage. Damn. 2-0 victory for Labrynth. I'm sorry for everyone that voted for Vanquish Soul. Let's get another duel ready. I think we're going into the top 8. That's what I'm thinking. Mate. It's time.